Hey everyone, so on today's video I decided to finally talk about my hair because I know a lot of you have been asking me over and over and over again on comments, on Twitter mentions, on messages, anything you can imagine. What's your hair color? You should do a video all about your hair because we all want to know and this and that. So apparently my hair color is interesting to most of you. So I'm going to go on ahead and talk about it in this video. So if you're interested in watching, as usual, stay right where you are. My hair color right now is mostly blonde. I've got to say it's mostly blonde, but it didn't start out that way. My hair started out, and I will show you a picture right now. My hair started out when I got it done at the salon with an ash brown base, just so we didn't have to damage so much of my hair. The reason I did ash brown was because it would sit really nicely with blonde hair, but there wasn't a need for them to bleach my whole head. So we went with an ash brown base. Also, another reason why I went with an ash brown base is because my natural hair color, which is like a dark brown, soft black, it has a lot of red undertones in it. So in order to eliminate red undertones, you need to get a hair color that is on the cooler side. So that's why we went with more of an ash kind of tone. So that's my base, and then for my actual highlights, I got a full head of really natural looking sandy blonde, kind of honey blonde highlights. It's really in between there. Some days they can look honey blonde, other days, I mean, inside of here there's a lot of sandy blonde highlights, but then at the top there's more of that honey blonde, because of the fact that these highlights have been in my hair longer and have gotten a chance to lighten longer than the ones at the top of my head, because those I just got done, you know, like a month or two ago, you know. My original inspiration for it was the Victoria's Secret model Alessandra Ambrosio, which I will show a picture of right now. And I actually recommend that if you have a hair color in mind, or a hairstyle in mind, or a haircut in mind, and you want to go to the salon and get it done, I definitely suggest that you bring a picture or some sort of visual, whether it be on your phone or something like that. I'm pretty sure I showed my stylist on my phone the picture of Alessandra, and she knew what I wanted then. And also just kind of being knowledgeable about what you want them to do to your hair, because a lot of times if you just go in there and you're like, oh, I want highlights and, you know, a brown base, they're going to be like, okay, and they're going to give you a brown base, and it might be a red undertone brown base, and they might give you really orangey highlights, you know what I mean? That's not what you want. You want to make sure that you go in there knowing exactly what you want, so that the stylist doesn't do anything you don't want them to. Basically, so they don't play you for a fool. The reason I actually went to the salon to go get my hair done was because I was one of those hard-headed people that was like, I'm going to get blonde hair on my own. I'm not going to have to spend $200 at a salon to get it done. I'm going to find a way to do it on my own. So I was just using box color after box color of blonde hair dye, trying to get a blonde color, but it never really worked out. So I was just like, you know what, I'm going back to school soon, and I really want to get this hair color. I'm just going to go to the salon and get it done, because there's no way I'm going to get this color from a box. So I gave in, and I went and I got that done. So that's pretty much my story with that. And I guess a little tip for you all is, if you're trying to go blonde from a box or something, I don't suggest wasting your money on a bunch of box colors that aren't going to work, because going blonde is a very complex kind of thing, so I've learned, and you really can only get it when a professional does it. So I suggest you invest in that if you really want to have blonde hair. The lightening process was really simple for my hair. I was only in the salon for about 3 hours, and my hair took color really, really fast. My hair, I don't know why, but my hair just takes color super fast, and I didn't even have to, you know, come back for another session of blonde, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times people go in for one session and they lighten their hair and it's kind of a coppery blonde, and they have to come back again in 2 weeks to lighten it more, and then again to lighten it where they want it. But for me, it was all in one step. We lightened my hair, and then we used a toner to tone down the blonde, and I was good to go. I really didn't have much of a problem with lightening my hair, so I can't really give you guys advice on that. It all depends on what type of hair you have and all of that. I don't always go to the salon to get root touch-ups. I touch up my base, which is what I have right now, and I actually just touched it up. I actually touched that up with box color. Now, I actually recently discovered a really good box color, and actually gave me blonde roots, which is crazy. It gave me this really nice ash blonde, and it is the L'Oreal Superior Preference in ash blonde, and I'll show a picture of that. I love this box color. It is so good. I just am completely surprised. But my sister does my roots, so she touches up my hair. I don't do it on my own because I really don't know how and I don't want to mess up. So she touches up my roots about once a month, and then when I really feel like I need to go back and get my highlights touched up, then I go to the salon to get that done. And it really saves me money, because if I were to get my roots touched up and my highlights touched up, it would be like another $200. But when I just go get my highlights touched up, it's less than half of that. So that's basically what I do to save myself some money. And what I think you all should do if you decide to take on a hair color that takes this much maintenance, because to be quite honest, my hair color really does take up a lot of maintenance. Like root touch-ups every month, and then highlight touch-ups every 2 months or something like that. And also making sure your hair stays healthy and shiny and doesn't lose that healthy glow to it. Healthy glow? Yeah, I guess you could say that. It takes a lot of work, because also going blonde does kind of damage your hair. And I did go through a phase earlier last year where my hair was kind of damaged because of all the processing I had done to it. But it's not the processing that I did to it at the salon. It was the processing I did to it before that, when I was trying to get my hair to be blonde with box color. So that really messed up my hair, just FYI. So now, another thing I wanted to address that a lot of you messaged me about as well is my haircut, because a lot of you guys seem to like the fact that I get a lot of volume in my hair a lot of times, and my hair is just kind of naturally like that. I have a lot of hair, a lot of very fine yet very thick hair, if that makes sense. I have a lot of hair, but it actually is pretty thin if you come to think about it. Well, if you come to feel it, you know what I mean? But I have a lot of it. So I usually have that natural volume, but what I also like to do is when I finish washing my hair and I'm towel drying it and stuff, and when I blow dry it under the blow dryer, I kind of massage my scalp, and it really lifts up your roots. So that's another really cool tip that you can use as far as getting volume. But as far as the haircut goes, when I usually go to the salon, I always ask for shorter layers at the top, longer layers at the bottom, and a really nice amount of texture and stuff like that. And recently I've actually been getting my hair thinned out from the back, because my hair can get really poofy from the back when it grows out a lot. So I kind of get it thinned out just a little bit, not a lot, because I'm really scared to thin out a lot of my hair, because what if it doesn't grow back or something? I don't know, I just get really freaked out. So I only get it thinned out just a little bit. And as far as my bangs go, my bangs have grown out a lot, but as far as my bangs go, I've had trouble in the past with stylists cutting my bangs just really long. But I finally found a way to get them to do it right. I tell them to texturize my bangs and cut them at an angle, so at an angle this way, and to texturize them. So that's basically what I tell them to do. And the last time I got a haircut and I told them to do that, it came out just right. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, that's basically my haircut. So I hope I answered most of the basic questions that you guys always ask me. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. If you still have any more questions, go on ahead and leave them down below as usual, and I'll respond to those. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys again real soon. Bye.